Oh goodness, don't tell me you're dead. Don't be dead. There we go. Hello everyone, come on in, say hello, and let me get these comments up so I can see who is on here and why isn't this thing on? Why isn't it on? Okay, there it is. Okay, hello everybody, come on in, say hello. There we go. There we go. Hello, Dorita. Hello, Kim. Hello, Shelly. Hello, Karen. Thank you for hopping in. And if you would, do all the things, you know, those things. Send it out. Invite a friend. I'm doing something new. Doing something new that Sue does. And her page is Living a Heartful Life. And so I'm going to try it tonight. So I'm all about trying the new things lately. So, and just so y'all know, can y'all see my bunny? So he washed up good. I took him to the sink and I scrubbed him with a green scrubby pad. I got everything off of him. So he is just the way he was before. I may try doing that again later, or I may have decided that he's just got too much of the curves in there for the hair, for it to give me the look that I'm looking for, or I'm just going to go buy what I'm actually looking for. So there's that. So, okay, why am I not seeing them move? Let's see. New comments. Okay. Oh, thank you for the stars, Helen. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. But let me show y'all the Easter eggs in case somebody didn't see these. The Fresh Farm eggs. So I took all those stems out that I had in there before, and I put the baby's breath that I got from Walmart, and I just think it looks much better with the baby's breath instead of the different stems that I had and those different colors and all. Just think this looks more country farmhouse than before. I think I need to put a few more darker lines in this wood across the front to make it look like it's really worn. But I'll do that later. So I just wanted to show y'all in case anybody didn't see that yet when I showed it yesterday. So I think that turned out really good. I'm going to set this on the floor so I don't drop it from over here where I had it. And I'm running out of spaces behind me to put stuff to display. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to be using a candlestick. We're going to be using one of these plastic eggs from Dollar Tree. The candlesticks from Dollar Tree. And we're going to be using a piece of foil, which I have these thin pieces from Sam's. They pull out of the box in a sheet like this. And I scrunched it up, and then I unfolded it, and I put some tack it over and over on this side. And this glue will stay tacky. So it's going to stay tacky for us to piece it on here to give this candlestick a different look. Then we're going to use some metallic paint and I'm not sure what else to do the bottom. Hello, Miss Debbie. And we're going to use a napkin that Miss Debbie gave me, which is like this. I think that looks like spring to me. And I may have to use two of them. We'll see. And then we're going to put this on there, which Miss Debbie gave me as well, that says, "Bless this home." And I think that looks springy. You could even put it with your Easter vignettes and stuff like that, I think. Since this is shaped like an egg, and they come in different colors. I've had these since last year, but I did see them this year too. So they come in different colors. So, I don't know if I should glue this together. I think once it's all Mod Podged on, I think it'll be fine. But I may tack it just a little bit. So I think what I'll do first is go ahead and let me turn my glue on, because I unplugged it last night when I was working in here, and I'm stuck to my, why am I stuck in there? It's never stuck before. Okay. Let me, yeah, that's on. Okay. So, I'll tack this closed a little bit. Hello, Tamara. Hello, Dawn. Okay. So I'm going to tack that a little bit, and then we're going to cover this in white Waverly plaster paint so that our napkin shows up true to color. My two favorite colors, blue and green. Yes, I just love, and as y'all know, when you watch me craft and stuff, I love soft colors. This goes really pretty with the Farm Fresh eggs. It goes with those colors very well. In fact, I may display it together. You could do, you know, the way we're going to do this, we're going to layer these napkins together, but you could even do one like this, that He is Risen, which Miss Debbie gave me as well. But I just thought that this went perfect, and this napkin is a continuous, so you could use the whole thing like this. It doesn't change direction, right? So it keeps it all in one direction. So I think this just goes really well with that. And I'm going to cut this out, or with the water pen, I'm going to try to keep just, not this background. We're going to get rid of that part. So, and then I have, Gail, I do have napkins for sale. I have a bunch, and I need to post what I have. I need to post what I have, because I bought over 100 of each one that I have. So I have this drink coaster from a restaurant we like to eat, and it happens to fit perfectly where that wreath is. It covers that perfectly. So when I get this napkin on, I'm going to put this on there to show where I need to paint over this napkin in the white, so that my white part of this napkin shows up. I hope that makes sense. So I don't want this image to show through to that image. Okay, so we'll see how this goes. We'll see. Okay, so let me, I'm gonna, hello Roxanne, hello Paula. See if this is hot yet. Shelley, yes, they do look very nice together. Okay, I don't think I'm hot yet. Oh, I guess it'd help if I turned it on. I thought I had it on. Okay, let's just do a different glue. Since that's not ready yet, I'll put a little of my Gorilla adhesive grip. You can paint over the napkin. Yes, I'm going to paint over it so that I'm just going to do like 4 spots on here with this Gorilla Adhesive Bond. Okay. Well, if I get this put back together, there it goes. There it goes. Okay. Let me get a napkin and wipe off any excess. Okay. That should secure it, no problem. I think Gorilla is one of the best. Okay. All right. Put that back. All right. Now I think I'm going to set this aside and let's paint this. Okay. What am I painting it with? I need to wash brushes is what I need to do. Okay, we'll use this. Okay, and if we get to 100 tonight, we'll do 2 Happy Meals. So you can sprinkle this out in public up to 5 times. It'll go to 5 different groups of people, and you can get on the wheel up to 5 times. The Happy Meal is 5 Easter napkins. So do all that. Hope everybody had a good day. Okay, I don't see comments moving, so I showed Gail be the last one. There it goes. Debbie. Thank you, Debbie, for passing the root beer. Root beer is my drink of choice, which means the share, okay? That just means share it out. Did y'all have Taco Tuesday today? I made tacos. I was going to make enchiladas, but I didn't have another can of tomato sauce for my enchilada sauce because I make it. So we did tacos. I needed to use up tomatoes and lettuce in the fridge anyway, so it worked out fine. Even though you could have lettuce, tomatoes, and all that over your tacos, but anyway. I think what I'm going to do now is kind of dry this before I move on to the rest of it. What are you painting that with? This is the white Waverly chalk paint that I got from Walmart. White Waverly chalk paint. I just like to keep them in the squeeze bottle because it keeps the air out of them, so it doesn't get thick on you or get crazy. Plus, I'm not fighting the lids because they dry like glue, and I'm not fighting the lids. Plus, it just makes it easier and I don't waste as much. Hello, Miss Betty. Thank you for passing the root beer. Thank you so much. I'm giving it a try doing the 7 o'clock. I don't think it's going to be much better than 8 o'clock as far as the amount of number of people on. There's just so many crafters. It's just so many. You know, what can I say? Okay. Hello, Crafty Ladybug. Or the Crafty Ladybug. Y'all are welcome to come in on your business page. If there's anyone on here that's on their personal, you are welcome to come on your business page. I think this is going to be adorable, y'all. If it turns out the way I have it envisioned in my head, I think it's going to be adorable. I've had these, like I said, since last year, and I've never done anything with these. Has anybody else crafted with them yet? You've not? Okay. And also my Telegram link is posted, featured in this live. And I would love for y'all to join that channel. It's a free app. The Telegram app is a free app. And, oops, I just touched the wet paint. And it's a better way to get notified, because as much as Facebook updates and kicks people out of your settings when you follow someone, this way you are not going to miss out. Also, I plan to start offering something to my Telegram people. So it will be beneficial for you to be a part of that. And I only let you know when I'm going live, so that's all it's used for. And the way you know if it's in public when you're sharing it out is before you hit the post or the send, look up by your name and see if it says friends and family. If it says friends and family, click it and a drop down will come down and you can change it to public. It will only change that post to public. That's the only way I can see them. I cannot see them when you post them to friends and family. I can't see them. And Facebook won't acknowledge it either as a sprinkle. So it has to be in public. See, Facebook benefits also, not just me, for growing the page. So, okay, I'm just going to go ahead and use up the rest of this. And just give this a good coat so I'm not wasting this paint. Just in some places where it didn't cover good. Okay. I'm getting excited about the retreat in April. For a week I'll be gone. I've never done a week vacation without my husband, and Miss Debbie is going with me, and it's going to be so fun. And so now I am thinking of things to do. We're already planning things to craft, and of course we'll go live to do some of that because we got to keep this page going while I'm gone. So I'm excited. Even though I've been to the silos before in Waco, but it'll be fun to do it again. And to go to the Canton Trade Days, so that's going to be fun. 2 days of that. So I've got to save my money in case I run across something really cute. I just got on, where did you get the egg? Dollar Tree. Dollar Tree is where it come from. And I've got mine last year, but they come like this. And they come in different colors. So you got the lid and the bottom, and then they go together like that. Oops, I see a spot still a little wet. Okay, now we're going to be doing wet Mod Podge, which is not my favorite. Oh, thank you, Carol Shoemake, for the stars. I appreciate that very much. Okay. All right. Now, like I said, I may have to use 2 of these napkins. Let's see. So it goes this way. And not only that, I've got these pretty pink flowers from Hobby Lobby. And I was thinking of where the pink flowers are. I may glue one on there and have it a 3D look for those pink ones. So we'll see after it's done how that looks. But I'm excited, so let's see how this goes. Okay, so I'm trying to decide if I need to cut my napkin first. I'm just going to kind of go with the seam, or if I should just wrap this around. I think I'm going to wrap it around. So let me get this separated. And let's see, I don't know if this is a 2-ply or 3. It looks like it's a 2-ply. Get back here. Oh, Karen, Dial, you've been there before. That is one place I've not been, so I'm looking forward to it. I think it is just the 2-ply. I don't think there's any more. No, I don't think so. Okay. Okay, so here we go. Let's see. I'm going to go ahead and put that in my water. And I'm just going to use one of these sponge applicators since that's not Mod Podge. Since my brushes need to be washed, so I'll use a sponge one. Well, you know what? If anybody wants to come to Waco, it'll be Wednesday. Let's see. I think Monday's the 24th of April. So whatever the Wednesday is after that. What is that, 26? We are doing a meet and greet. I think it's at 9:30, 10:30. But I will make a post. I'll make a post on it. So anybody wants to go, we're going to do pictures and meet and greet at the silos on that Wednesday. Let's see. I don't know how I'm going to do this. This sponge, I think, is soaking up all my Mod Podge. I think I'm going to have to get a brush. I don't like that. And I'm knocking everything out of here. Oh, here we go. I think I like to use this. Let's see if I can do this. I'm still trying to find those settings. Trying to find what settings? What settings? That is much better. This is actually a makeup brush that I'm using. It's a makeup brush that I don't use anymore. And because I do a kabuki brush now for my foundation. So I decided, well, it's going to the craft room. And it's nice and soft, so I like using it for the Mod Podge. Okay, I'm just going to go ahead. So I'm just putting Mod Podge on the first half of this egg. Okay. All right. Let's hope for the best. Hope for the best. Because I don't like doing this. I don't like doing wet. But Miss Debbie likes doing wet. She likes doing wet. Oh my goodness. I don't know what I'm going to do. This is hard because I need to line it up right here. Okay, so we're probably going to have some wrinkles, probably. Hi, Myrtle. One of your favorites? What's one of your favorites? I see a wrinkle. I see a wrinkle. I'm going to try to raise this up. I don't know, y'all. I just don't think I'm going to get around it. Having the wrinkles. We're just going to have wrinkles. I'm going to raise this one up. And I think when I'm pulling it up, I'm probably stretching it. Of course, when you're doing this shape, I really don't know how in the world you're supposed to do it without having some wrinkles, right? So we're just going to say that it's okay. I got wrinkles, so. Okay, now I'm going to take my finger and rub over gently, not too hard. I think some of my Mod Podge dried at the end. Okay. Let's see. Oops, my Mod Podge is running on my plate. Get back here. I'm thinking I should have maybe cut it. I'm not really sure. I'm not really sure. Okay. I think it'll still be pretty. Like I said, I've not done one of these eggs before. I cut a slit up and then work it. You know, I thought about that, but it was too late. I already had it going. So, okay, so now if I do it this way, I may do it for the back side though. Oh, that's not the ones. Let me just go ahead and do this part first. Not too late. Oh, well, it's already down on the front. So, oh, I don't want to use that brush. I want this brush. that down first. I'm just going to go ahead and bring it as far as I can take it down here. Okay, now let's see. I think I can cut this. Okay. I don't know what I'm doing, y'all. So, and I don't know if I'll put anything across where the seam is, where they come together. That worked out pretty good. Not too bad. Okay, now that's up here. What am I doing with y'all? $37, is that what y'all see? 37 on? Should have thought this through a little better. Should have thought this through. Whoops. I'll put a flower or something right there to cover up my boo-boo. Okay. It's still going to look cute, even if it does have wrinkles. Okay. Sorry, y'all, for the time here. Now, let me finish this. All right. Thank you, Karen. Let's see. Looks like I got something on there. Okay. It's going to be kind of pieced together on the back. Okay, we're getting there. We are getting there. Okay, now this side. I'm sure y'all have a better way to do this than what I'm doing, but I'm gonna get this front edge down good, and then I'm going to cut that off. Okay, I think that is good. Now I'm going to cut it. And who knows, we might put something across the seam, a little piece of ribbon or something. Okay. Feels better already getting that out of the way. Okay. Uh-oh. Get back over here. Okay, now I'm going to go down this middle. I think doing a round object is challenging. It is challenging for me. I know it is for me. So I'm going to do the easy part right here. I say easy. What I think might be easy. I'm going to do this one right here first. Then I got to figure out that part. I just tore that off because it's wet, so it tears easy. You just have to cut you some slits, I guess, to where you can get this to lay down. And then, of course, the napkin's going to overlap a little bit. And then I'll cut the excess off. Okay, now I just got a little bit on there, and I'm just going to use what I've already cut. I'm just going to piece it, because all I care about is what I see in the front. Thank you for the floating emojis. Appreciate that. Appreciate it very much. Let's see. I like that piece, so I'm just gonna goop this up good. And I'm probably gonna overlap some of the pieces, which I'm okay with. Put that down. There we go. Seeing how far I need to go. Cut that piece off. I feel like I'm doing paper mache. It's what it feels like I'm doing. Paper mache. Get back here. Okay. Touching all the wet spots. Thank you for tagging a friend. It's hard to handle an egg too. Get off of there. I probably tore that, then just fine. Okay. Now I'm just gonna cut around that leaf right there. Okay, one little piece left. I'm gonna use this leaf right here. Let's see. Yep, I'm gonna use that piece right there. I know it's painful, y'all, to watch me. How does this go? Y'all, I had no idea it would be this difficult. Yeah, I may need to go. Does anybody know if anybody else has done this? So I can go watch what they did. Okay. I think it'll be okay. Just don't look close. Just don't look close, okay? Put those over there, that over there, that over there. Okay. Oops, I see a spot. I see a spot. Where did it go? I saw a spot. Where's my mic? I couldn't find my part that clipped on me. I unplugged the bottom of it that goes in the phone to charge it a while ago. And I don't know where I laid my mic. Can y'all hear me okay? You can probably hear the men and everything outside. I think it's still going to look cute, even though it's a hot mess, okay? All right. Let me put a little dry on here because I'm keep touching the glue. Yes. You sound good? Okay, good. It's somewhere right here. I probably covered it up with something. So, I don't know. Oh, guess where it's at? It's still plugged into the phone charger. It was hanging right there the whole time I was looking for it. Crazy. I have my tablets all the way up. Oh, so are you having problems hearing me? Okay, hold on. I'll fix it. Give me 1 second. Give me 1 second. And I'm going to grab that thing. Give me 1 second. Let me turn it on. There we go. Okay. Give me 1 minute. Let me plug this in. Okay. All right. Can you hear me? Okay. Can you hear me? See, I'm not even back in the camera yet. That's how delayed it is. Okay. Much better? Okay, Gail. Awesome. Okay. Now, let's see. Let me finish doing a little bit of this. I still see a spot right there. Oh, cut it. See a spot sticking up. Of course, we may put a ribbon around that part. Y'all be sure and sprinkle it out in public for Happy Meal for 5 Easter napkins. And tomorrow I will definitely do some more spin the wheels because I have a couple more to do. And so send it out in public up to 5 times to be on the wheel 5 times. So, okay. Okay, it's enough that I can handle it, okay? So, like I said, let me get me another napkin. I have this napkin that I'm going to cut. Let me set this over there. That I'm going to cut this out. So I'm going to use my, and I can't mess it up because this is the only one I got that Miss Debbie gave me. So hopefully we don't mess it up. This one, I can tell this one has 3 ply. And I forgot to put my lotion on. down on the bottom of the screen next to comments, do you have a curved, oh, okay, you're helping somebody, Debbie, thank you. All right, let me get my water pen. Get this going. Actually, I should probably go ahead and paint my white on here where I'm going to put this. Let's see where we're going to put it. You know what? That is not going to, this may not lay down too good either. It may wrinkle a little bit. But we're gonna try it. Bless this home. Okay, where'd my template go? Okay. I don't know where my round template went that I was going to use. Here it is. Okay. So I want that right there. And let me see if I can do a pencil without messing up my napkin. Let's see if we can do it. What this is doing is going to show me where to paint white. So I know where to lay my next napkin over this that says, bless this home. This is a drink coaster from a restaurant that we like to eat at. Okay, perfect. Okay, can y'all see where I put my circle? See, my screen doesn't even show me holding it up. Now it's up. Yep, I think that's good. Okay, now I'm going to go ahead and paint some white over that so that that second napkin going on shows up good. Okay, now I need another brush. And I'm just going to go ahead and do this one, even though it's a little small. Thank y'all for helping each other. I appreciate it. This here craft just takes a little bit more of my attention because of the different steps that I'm doing. And I'm going to go just a little bit beyond my pencil line because this, you know, that coaster goes right there at the stem line. So the bird's tail and the leaves and all is going to be a little bit past my line, which I'm okay with it being more sheer there, but I just want to make sure my pencil line's covered, so I'm going over the top of the pencil line. And then when I seal the napkin, I may go over this with my paint pens to make it more bold, like I did that project I did before, wherever it is, or maybe it's sold already, I don't remember. Okay, there we go. Now we got that. So we're just going to call this our textured egg.
spring blessing. Textured egg spring blessing, okay? Okay. Now, set that aside. Now I'm going to cut this out. So I'm going to use my water pen. Get this going. I lost my lid to my water pen. It's probably down here under my little shelf or somewhere. I need to clean in here, y'all. I just have so much going on. But you know what? I got a lot done today. I got my name changed on my PayPal, which was my maiden name. And now I got to contact them to change it from a business to a personal again because it's under my real estate name. And I haven't done real estate in a couple of years now. And I need to get that changed because I can't do friends and family because it's a business account set up as a business. And then I need to set up my dad one for when he's selling these earrings. It's not going through me. And it can go directly to him. So if anybody has ordered earrings, you know what? I think I'm going to cut this out. I think I'm going to cut it out. I feel like I'm taking forever. I'm okay if some of this green is in the background. I think I should have done this before I went live. Yep. I think I should have done it before I went live. Let me see if I can make this faster with this. I need my water to start coming out. Thank you for sprinkling this out, Nelda. I appreciate that. Oh, I forgot I don't have to speak so loud. Sorry, y'all. See if I can get this. There we go. All right. I think I need to put some more water in here. That way it has a little more pressure. Hello, Vicki. You're just jumping on. It's okay. There's always the replay. It was kind of painful anyway because I was covering this egg from Dollar Tree with a napkin. It's not easy. I'll tell you that right now. Probably be better to cut out pieces and put it on a little at a time. I don't know. I don't know. And now I'm cutting out another napkin to add to the top where I painted it in white that says, "Bless this home." So this is kind of a spring, but I guess it could be also displayed with your Easter vignettes. or in a guest bathroom. Okay, let's see. Well, it's got wrinkles like me. It's got wrinkles. I did not even think about how I was going to get that napkin on in a smooth kind of way because I had to use the wet method because you can't iron on that plastic, which I don't even know how you could iron it anyway, but anyway. So, yeah, it's got wrinkles around the bottom and around these. It's got wrinkles a little bit of everywhere. Look, if anything that I pretty much do, y'all can do. Because I'm no professional. I just love doing it, and I'm brave enough to try some new things. And I got the molds and stuff. I showed y'all I got the molds, and I can't wait to try some of that. I haven't yet, but I'm looking forward to it. We're going to take the molds on our trip and do some stuff with those. That's kind of the plan. Okay. We're almost there, y'all. Hey, Chilla, I don't know if you know, but you won Happy Meal the other night when I spun the wheel. I haven't got it in the mail yet, but it'll be coming. It'll be coming. And I'll try to send you something that I haven't sent you already. I sure will. Wrinkles are okay. Well, they have to be because there ain't nothing I can do about my wrinkles. Nothing I can do about it. I can't change the fact that I'm going to age. That's for sure. It's going to happen. The only thing I can control right now is the color of my hair with the hairdresser, which I go on Thursday. She texts me today. So that's good. I guess I'll be good for my trip for that long. Okay. All right, we're going with it, y'all. We're going with it. That's it. That's it. So let me show y'all what it's going to look like. Then we can work the base. I'm excited about doing the base of that candlestick because we're going to use our foil thing. We're going to try the foil thing that Sue does, Living a Heartful Life. It's going to be cute. I think it's going to be cute. Wrinkles and all. Wrinkles and all. I may have to keep this one. Not because there's something wrong with it, just because I think it's cute that I think I'd want to keep it. Okay. This paint feels wet or it's either cold, but I'm going to heat it up just a little bit. It's not showing up on your page. What? Debbie, are you talking to somebody or are you talking to me? Oh, I see. You're helping somebody with sprinkling it out. I got you. I think. Yes, it's going to be so cute. Deb, hello, Miss Deb. I hope you had a great day. Deb Rains. I saw Sue do the heart before, and it's amazing. I know, and I'm trying it. So, and I have the glue in my link tree. So that is there. The molds that I got is there. So to do the foil, it's this tack it over and over. Okay. All right, here we go. Well, I just made a mess with that. Okay, and I'm okay if I go beyond my white circle because I'm just going to go ahead and serve this as a sealer and use up all of my Mod Podge here. Okay. At least the egg has a flat side on the back to keep it still. Now I'm going to stand up just a little bit so I can see where my lines are, where my pencil was. Oops. And it's got a wrinkle because of the curves, but it's just going to have wrinkles. It's just going to have wrinkles. But I want to try to make my bird not be messed up. Okay. I think my Mod Podge is drying on me. Get back here. Wasn't fast enough, I don't think. I'm just kind of going over. Oops. Well, I got a bubble right there. Now what do? I got a bubble under there. My cushion is moving on me. So I don't know if I need to take my knife and make a cut or what. What do you do when you get a bubble under there? Thank you, Chilla. Miss Debbie, what do I do with the bubble? Do I put a hole in it? Use a pin to pop it? I think it needs Mod Podge under it. That's what I think. Yeah, it's not. I may have to heat the iron and do an iron over it to get it to lay down. So, because I'm stretching that napkin right there. Let me let it dry, and I'm going to do the iron, and it's hot. We'll see if we can just run over it quickly and get it down. Put a little Mod Podge on it. I did, and it's making it come up even more. I think we're on the right track, but I just got to see if I can fix that. I heat my projects up with the dryer and tap the wrinkles. Okay, let's try it. Hey, who said that? Use some heat and tap it. Deborah, thank you. I think it worked. I like using the iron method, and so I haven't done wet too much. I'll admit it. I'll admit it. Wow. That worked. That worked. Okay. I'm still waiting to see me lift it up on my screen. I'm still tapping it. And there it goes. There it goes. Isn't that pretty? Thank you for the floating hearts. Okay. Now, okay, I can go over it with the pins, but I'm going to move on to this. I can do the going over it off camera. Y'all don't have to watch me do that part. So let me cut my tag off of here. Again, this is a candlestick from Dollar Tree. And what Deb did, or not Deb, what Sue did, let me put some napkins down so y'all can, I think y'all can see better if I put the white down. I save the napkin plies because when I send y'all the napkins for Happy Mail, I take the plies off so I can use one stamp to send you 5 napkins. Okay. So what she did was she just tore pieces because it stays sticky. It stays sticky. The glue stays sticky, and you just press it into the figurine, whatever the surface is that you're putting it on, and it sticks. And you just press it in, and it takes on whatever shape you're putting it on. Okay? So see? And then we just take another piece. This piece right there is not sticking. It might be the very edge. I may not have got the very edge very good. But it is very sticky. I can tell you, it is very sticky. This is foil. So I have sheets of foil like this in a box from Sam's Club. And you just crinkle it up. And then you uncrinkle it. And you take your tack it over and over glue. And you just put it on there, use a sponge applicator or something and spread the glue all over, let it sit and dry. It doesn't dry completely dry, it stays tacky. It is designed to stay somewhat tacky, okay? So that's how you do that. And you can do a figurine this way. She did a beautiful angel like that. Let me show y'all. I've got one right here that I'm wanting to do something with that I've not done anything with yet. And she did a real pretty angel covered in that. And then she did the different metallic colors. In fact, it's posted in the VIP group if y'all wanted to see it. Or you can go to her page and watch how she did it. And that is Living a Heartful Life. That is Sue. And she's an amazing artist. So I've never seen it done before until I saw her do it. And I'm like, oh, that's amazing. We got to do that. Okay, so see? Okay. And this is a good way to cover up, say, a figurine that has a crack in it. You can, in fact, the angel that she did, I think its wings were broken. And so she decided to do the angel and, because, and she likes to put a story with her projects too. And her story is that not all angels have wings. So some of y'all are my angels. You don't have wings, but y'all are so sweet and y'all are my angels. And so that was the story she said is not all angels have wings. So let me show how it's looking right now. See, I'm still not, now I'm going up. So you see it just went up in the screen on my screen, even though I've been holding it up there for seconds long. That's why when you are doing an auction, while you're bidding on someone, when they're having an auction, that is why we have to go by what we see on our screen. So there's a delayed effect, and you might be seeing that there's a quote down there for bidding, but until it pops up on our screen, that's what we have to go with. So, and I'm just folding what's overlapping at the end. I'm just folding it underneath, okay? And this here, you can leave it overnight, your glue, if you know you're going to use it the next day or something. It will stay tacky, okay? This might even be something you can use on the back of a transfer or a stencil to help it stay sticky, to do a stencil. I don't know. I may try it. But I like this. I like how it goes. And you just rub so that you get the sculpture of the surface pressed in there good. Okay, we're almost there. I'm sorry for the time it's taken. I've been on it almost an hour and a half, but we're almost there. Thank you. Where do you get it? Where do you get what? The glue is in my link tree. I just put it in my link tree before I came on. The Tack It Over and Over. You can also get it at Michael's. I did not see it at Hobby Lobby, but I could have been looking in the wrong place, but I did not see it there. And I did not see it at Walmart. Not on the aisle where I get the paints and everything. I did not see it there. So, Amazon and Michael's. Now, Joann's may have it. I have not looked there. I meant to look at Joann's when I was at Joann's one day. Totally forgot. So I'm just wrapping it around the bottom. Okay, we're almost there. We're almost. Kind of reminds me of gold leaf. Like, perfect. Okay. Perfect fit. And you know where it overlaps, you don't even see where one piece overlaps another. So it just molds right in. No problem. Okay. Y'all see that? Okay, this girl needs a drink. I think I'm through with my Mod Podge. All right, now I have this new color. I don't know how it's going to look, but we're going to start with this. I got it at Walmart, Ice Blue Metallic Folk Art. And I think this might be one of the colors that Sue used on her angel. It was beautiful, beautiful colors. So we may want to do this and maybe some, let's see, what other metallic do I have? I've got gold, maybe a little gold. Metallic would look good. And then I have this Deco Art. This one's gold, but I don't think I want that gold. I need a silver one. I need a silver. Now, how do you get this thing started? Okay, here we go. Let's give it a try. Oh, that's so pretty. I know this had to be the one she used. It is so pretty. See how pretty? That is such a pretty aqua blue. Put that in my water. Oops. Okay. Now what brush am I going to use? Let's just try this. Yes, it is such a pretty color. So I'm just going to kind of go over the whole thing in this. And probably what I'm going to do is just kind of let this dry, and then tomorrow I may put something else. But what happens is that the color looks bolder where the wrinkles are and more sheer where there's not a wrinkle. So I'll show you in just a second. Let me just get it going. Oh, I got a new love, y'all. A new love. And I'm so happy to bring y'all something that maybe y'all have not seen before. And of course, it's totally inspired by Sue with Living a Heartful Life. I love her dearly. She is so sweet. And her and her husband need prayers because he is ill. And of course, you don't hear her speak about it hardly at all. But she has a heavy load that she carries right now, and So I see a little spot I missed with the foil, but it's okay. I think we'll disguise it. Oh my word, y'all. I wish y'all could see this in person. Barbara, I think she said deco. This is Folk Art Metallic Ice Blue, and it's number 2588, E like Edward. Ice Blue Folk Art Metallic. Okay? If that's what you're asking. Oh my goodness. Oh my word. I am just in awe of how this looks. Like I said, if you have something that's cracked, this would be a perfect way to salvage the piece by wrapping it with this foil and painting it. It's such a pretty blue. I'm trying to think what else she did with this technique. I think you could do any of the wood cutouts. You could do this. What kind of foil did you use? You can use typically any foil. You don't want to use the heavy duty, I wouldn't think. It's going to be better to use thin. Like I said, this is a box of sheet of foil that I got at Sam's, or you could get it at Costco's. I've had it for years, but it's in a box and you pull a sheet out. It's real thin. I think it's for like restaurants and, I use it to bake potatoes and stuff. I like to wrap them in that and put them in the crock pot and let them bake for the day on low. And then you've got baked potatoes ready. But if you don't think ahead of time, then of course you got to put them in the microwave. And of course you can't use foil in the microwave, or not my microwave. But anyway, okay, I'm just about done with the bottom, and now I just got to do the top part right there. So let me see if I can show y'all, if y'all can see that. And it's usually always better to do two different colors. Okay, now I show it in my screen. And I'm trying to see if I got the light right for y'all to see it, for it to focus. My light may be too bright. Let's see if I move and come back. Focus. Oh, I don't know. Can y'all see it? Yes, it's a pearlized look. It'll probably show up better when I take a picture, which is going to be tomorrow, I'm sure, because I'm not going to have it finished enough tonight to take a picture. And of course, I'm using a small brush. I needed a bigger brush to do this quicker. So, but I was not good and didn't get my brushes done today for my bigger size. I mean, I got my Zen brushes and I guess I should have used one of those a little bit bigger. So what I'm going to do is put a dry on this, attach the egg. No, I think I want to try one more color in here so y'all can see it. Okay. It's not the best for right now, but I feel bad that I've kept y'all this long. I do. Get where I had my finger. Okay. Now, what color should I go with that? I'm thinking I could do a little gold just because there is some yellow in the picture. So let me just try dabbing a little bit of gold in there. I really wish I had silver. Or should I try this one? This one is Glam Gold. Yeah, I think this is the one I want. Yeah. Okay, I'm going to try this. Oh, I forgot. Let me do a little bit of a dry. That looks like I don't know why, but it reminds me of a mermaid color, blue. This would be such a pretty color for nautical stuff. If you're into that color of blue for your nautical stuff, crafts. Wow, it is such a pretty color. I'm going to have to say it's my favorite blue so far. Cinderella, yeah. Yes. That would be so pretty in a kid's room that has this color. I was thinking the same, very coastal, yes. In fact, I think Terry with T's Creations and Designs, I wonder if she's tried this color because I think she does a lot of this color. So, okay, I think I'm going to say that's good enough for now. And let me just try a little here and there. So what this does is just kind of gives it more of a, like an antique look, but I think we'll have to go over it again with the blue, but I'm just going to dab a little bit of this here and there. Let me just get a little bit done on this bottom and then I'll show it to you. Let's see. You can even dab it and take your finger and smear it. Hi, Betty. It almost looks like a metallic pixie paints. Well, I don't know because I don't have any metallic pixie paint. Okay, I almost got one side enough to show you. You do one more section here, and then I'm going to show it and see what y'all think. Okay. Like I said, I think it needs maybe a little more blue. Okay. Now, let me show you that side. And I hope y'all can see. I'm going to see. I'm waiting for it to come up. There it is. Okay. I don't know where I need to block. Can y'all see it? It is so pretty. With that little bit of gold in there. And then this side is just the blue. Okay. Well, I'm sorry that I can't get it to really, really show you the true beauty of it. But, okay. So we're going to leave that like that. I'll do that when I get off. But this is going to sit on there. Let's see. Let me see how it looks for me with the color. Okay, I think that is going to be cute. And then, of course, we're going to have to put the bow on it. Let's see. We'll have to tie a bow under here. Okay. Can y'all see? And then we'll tie the bow down there. Or I could put, I don't think I want a bow on the top. Do y'all agree with the bow going on the candlestick? Between the candlestick and the egg? Instead of up here? Oh, I forgot. I was going to do the flowers. Let's see how these would look. Okay. Let's see how these look. These are just paper flowers. So I was thinking like right there's a pink one. I'd put this paper flower right there. I could put one right here. Put a paper flower here. Or maybe just one here and one there. Do you think it's too big? I can always trim off the outer side and make it a little bit smaller. I kind of like that one in the bottom. Maybe if you have a little wood round to adhere your egg. Yeah, if I could find something flat. Well, but the problem is this isn't flat. This is the round part. So I think once it's adhered in there, once it's glued, I think it'll be okay because it dips down into the candlestick a little bit. And then when the bow's around it, I think it'll be okay. I even kind of like the idea of not having a bow if I had something to go around right there. But so, yes, the 3D look. Okay. I am thinking I'm going to take the green off. I'm going to take one layer of that paper off. And that makes it just a little bit smaller. Cut that little right there. And I can still trim a little bit. Okay. So I think that looks cute. Should I just do the one or should I think I'm gonna tack that down. Okay. Do you think I should put another one? Do you think I should put another one up here? Or just the one? Yes. And diamond dust the flower. Okay, let's get this one. Okay. There we go. There we go. Let's see. Oh yeah. I like it. I like it a lot. Let me see if I can turn my little wire thing. There we go. I'm just going to kind of flatten it and then I'll fluff it back out. Beautiful. More than one. Yes, diamond dust. Okay. 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 Isn't it cute? It's beautimous. Beautimous. Okay. So do y'all think the diamond dust needs to be like in this flower center, and these two flowers, put some in the center of the purple flower there? And I think that will be good. But I'm going to do that off camera. I will add the diamond dust off camera. I think I may go over this, bless this home just a little bit, and the little squirrely underneath it. Go over that a little bit. And I'm not going to add it to this stick yet because I want to finish the painting, and I think it's better if I don't have it attached yet. But I will post a picture tomorrow and y'all see. It'll just be a surprise when I finish putting putting it together. So does that sound like a plan? But I think the blue color is looking pretty good with this here color. It's not too far off at all. I think it looks good, and it's got the two birds. I think it looks very springy. Thank you, thank you. So, so again, that is. Let me just recap, okay? Because it's good to do that. All right. So we did a napkin, which I've already. This is what's left of the napkin. We covered our egg from Dollar Tree that comes like this, the top and the bottom, and we used Gorilla Adhesive Bond to attach the two pieces together just to make sure they're secure. I painted the egg in white plaster Waverly paint so that the napkin showed up true to its color. And once that was dried, then we did the Mod Podge, and we did the napkin over the wet Mod Podge, which there is wrinkles. I don't know another way not to have wrinkles just because of the curves of the egg. So the egg is flat on one side, and that's the back side, okay? And then I took another napkin, which only had one panel of it because a friend gave it to me. So the center part of this is another napkin that I Mod Podged on top. But to do that, I painted the white Waverly in that circle where that piece was going to go so that Bless Your Home shows up. Okay, and then I'm using these little paper flowers, and you get, I don't know, there's probably 12 of these in a package. I think they're like $2.99 at Hobby Lobby in the His and Hers section. And I put those two flowers here to give it a 3D look. Then I used a candlestick from Dollar Tree, and we used a piece of foil covered in, tack it over and over. Let this sit and cure. It will stay sticky or tacky. It stays tacky, and we tore off pieces to mold and cover this candlestick to give it a textured look. And the stickiness of that glue keeps it on here. Then I used my Folk Art metallic ice blue, and I painted over this foil look on this. And then I am dabbing a little bit of the Folk Art metallic glam gold in there. And so then I'm going to attach that. I'm going to diamond dust some of these things on this napkin to glam it up and zhuzh it up. And then I will finish this. I will attach it to this, and I will probably do a bow around there in this sheer white that came off of some stuff that I bought. So I saved these, and I will probably just do a sheer white bow around here. I may mix something else with it. I'm not really sure yet. So that is my thing tonight. So tried something new, and I love it. And I will definitely be doing some more foil, which was inspired by Sue with Living a Heartful Life. So that is my gig tonight, y'all, and I hope y'all enjoyed it. I hope that it's inspired you to give it a try, and I will see y'all in the morning for devotion at around 10:30ish for Bible devotion. I'd love to have y'all join me there to be encouraged with the Word of God, where us women love to lift each other up and start our day with words of encouragement. So for now, I'm going to say good night, sweet dreams. May God bless you. Good night, y'all. Thank you for being here.